Lama Tujiman, you're watching Hornbill TV's Prime Time. In view of the deteriorating law and order situation, district authorities have imposed curfew across multiple valley districts on Tuesday. In Imphal West District, Magistrate K. Jadumani has prohibited movement of any person outside the residence with effect from 2:30 p.m. on April 7 until further notice. A similar order has been issued in Imphal East by District Magistrate Nida L. In Kakching District. Curfew has been enforced from 3:30 p.m. until further orders. Meanwhile, in Bishnupur District, District Magistrate Pooja Ilangpam has imposed curfew with immediate effect until further notice. The curfew orders exempt government agencies engaged in maintenance of law and order along with medical and other essential emergency services. Authorities have urged the public to strictly comply with the restrictions to ensure safety and prevent further escalation of the situation. Earlier during the day, two persons were killed and at least 26 others injured after CRPF personnel opened fire to disperse the mob. The unrest has since spread across the Valley district with large mobs taking to the streets in multiple areas. Road blockades have been reported in several locations, bringing normal life to a grinding halt. In view of the rapidly deteriorating law and order situation, the state government has also suspended internet services in affected areas to curb misinformation. Security forces have been deployed in large numbers even as the situation remains highly volatile and tense across the valley. Menaka Kuruswamy took oath as a member of parliament in Rajya Sabha, becoming the country's first queer MP. A Supreme Court senior advocate, she is renowned for her key role in legalizing LGBTQ+ rights and advancing constitutional law. She was elected on a Trinamool Congress TMC ticket from West Bengal. Menaka was born in Hyderabad in 1974. Studied at National Law School of University, India University, Oxford, Rhodes Scholar, BCL and DPhil and Harvard Law School. She has taught as visiting faculty at Yale Law School, NYU School of Law, University of Toronto Faculty of Law, and as B.R. Ambedkar Research Scholar and lecturer at Columbia Law School, focusing on constitutional design in post-conflict democracies. Kuruswamy has also advised the United Nations and other organizations on human rights. In 2019, Foreign Policy named her among the 100 most influential global thinkers, and she appeared alongside fellow lawyers Arunati Kajju of Times Magazine list of 100 most influential people. Minister of Civil Aviation Joint Secretary Asangba Chubaao stated that the ministry is actively engaging with all stakeholders to explore ways to support the aviation industry, particularly airlines, in reducing operational costs. He noted that efforts are being made to identify measures that can help lower expenses for airlines, which would ultimately benefit passengers through reduced airfares.
Regarding the pressure on airlines, of course, there's a pressure on airlines specifically from, I would say, on two fronts. One, 50% of all international operations by Indian carriers used to be to this region. And international flights are a good source of revenue for the airlines. So it has definitely impacted their revenue income, and which obviously then affects the financials of the airline. The second thing, obviously, is the ATF, which I have mentioned. And with the intervention of the government, the ATF pricing for the domestic routes was kept. There was an increase, but it was a very moderate increase, and which the airlines have now calculated it into their, taken it into their calculation, and based on which distance-based surcharge has been, they have started imposing. Some airlines have done it earlier, and other airlines have done it later. But most of the airlines have now put in that surcharge, which is now based on the distance of the flight. So that is basically to try and to cover the difference between the operational cost and the operational cost, to cover up the operational cost basically on due to the increase in ATF pricing. Other measures to support airlines, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, that the Ministry of Civil Aviation is actively working with all stakeholders, exploring all means how we can support the industry, especially the airlines, to bring down the cost, which eventually will be passed on to the passengers. And as I reiterate that the primary aim of the government is to make sure that the passenger convenience. If you look at, because it is still robust, if you look at the number of people traveling, especially in the domestic routes, even just yesterday the number was more than 4,70,000. So on a daily basis, more than 3,300 flights are operating daily, and with very high passenger load factors. So the demand is still there, and that to make sure that the flights remain, this sector remains buoyant, all measures are being explored to support the aviation industry. The last question was on the FDTL period. Yes, it's true that because of these longer flights that had to be taken, the FDTL norms were slightly relaxed for these long haul flights. It will be revisited. The time, we still have some time, and of course it's an evolving situation, like I mentioned, and as the situation evolves and as we take into consideration what happens in the coming days, this dispensation will be relooked at, and if required, we will take the necessary call at that point of time.
Ministry of Earth Sciences Joint Secretary Nida highlighted key provisions of the Women's Reservation Bill, stating that the legislation proposes 33% reservation for women in legislative bodies. Speaking as a legal professional, she explained that 1/3 of the reserved seats will also be allocated to women from scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. She further noted that any proposal regarding reservation for other backward classes, OBCs, must comply with the triple test principle laid down by the Supreme Court of India.
As a legal professional, 3 provisions हैं जो very important है Women's Reservation Bill में. एक तो है कि 33% is reserved for women, out of which 1/3 is reserved for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. अब OBC के लिए there is no reservation as yet, and for OBC reservation it is important that the triple test laid down by the Supreme Court should be followed, which has not been done as yet. The second important point is delimitation. Delimitation of constituencies तभी हो सकता है जब census complete हो जाएगा. Census 2020-21 में कोविड की वजह से आगे बढ़ा दिया गया, and now till 24-25 it has been extended until further orders. So the census hasn't started as yet. So now the government, earlier the law minister had said that delimitation agar nahi karenge properly, and then we try to get the bill passed in the parliament, there may be a court case, so which will lead to ye pura sthagit ho jayega. I mean, once a court case is there, you can't implement the Women's Reservation Bill. तो delimitation के लिए census का importance है. अब census में वो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि since the new census hasn't begun or it will take time, and the Prime Minister wants the bill to be implemented by 2029, they want to depend on 2011 census. Now you can imagine 2011 से 2026 तक there has been population growth. So that the figures will not be correct, and delimitation will not happen in a proper manner. Moreover, the triple test भी अगर आप 2011 के census पे करोगे, तो the OBC population will not come out to give true figures. तो OBC के लिए भी प्रॉब्लम होगा, एंड इतने सालों से जो अप्स एंड डाउन्स हो रहे थे, बिल नहीं पास हो पा रहा था, इट इज़ ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ द OBC रिजर्वेशन in Women's Reservation Bill. Now the third important thing is the reservation will come into effect only for 15 years as of now if it is implemented. But 15 years के बाद, only when the parliament passes a law will it continue. Now with the procedural lapses as on today, will you be able to extend the Women's Reservation Bill after 15 years? So if the bill is for actually for gender gap equality, gender equality and women's empowerment, I think we should go through the entire legal process properly, complete it, and then go in for reservation implementation. This is with regard to the legal angle. As a woman, I have mixed feelings. One is that it is a great achievement if the Women's Reservation Bill is passed, because every one of us have seen that it has seen a lot of ups and downs over a long time period. So if it is implemented, it will be a huge accomplishment. Moreover, Prime Minister also announced that the reservation bill will bring in additional seats. It will not cut into the already available seats, but they will bring in additional seats by amending the law. These are the positive points. But having said all these things, it is also true that the entire procedure and entire attitude shows that it's a man's world. अगर women को political empowerment देना है, तो एक तो उनको additional seats देना है, plus वो सब उनके लिए reserve होना है. नहीं तो women's political empowerment is a no-no. So where is the merit of the woman considered in this? Moreover, constitutional provision, fundamental right of equality, it also applies to women. Shouldn't that be implemented in letter and spirit? Thank you.
We'll take a short break. Keep watching.
Oho, nachobi. Itu bhal saman na hoy. Itu pra apni ke bimar kuri dibo. Apni ki lage amake kobi de. Pesticides aro insecticides nishna dawai to bishi lagi thakya jinis ase. Hoile bi thik pra narakhile to ekdom dangor dorkar hoi jay. Pesticides aro insecticides khan ke thik pra store na kurile to contamination hobo, kisim accidents hobo pare aro jan bi jabo pare. Inika dawai khan ke ghor aro dukan nishnate rakhya samay itu khota khan dhyan rakhibi. Itu dawai bottles khan ke kitya bi kha saman osorde na rakhibi aro khana pani sabji dawai khan logot dur rakhibi. Hodai gloves khan cholabi aro chua pichide hat to sabun pra sapa koribi. Fruit sabji khan nakha akote bhalbar dhulabi suko pra nadikhya chemicals khan thakibo pare. Hodai original containers tai laga osol dabate hi rakhibi itu pra dawai nam to chinibo aro golti na hobo. Hawa jabole pare almira de thik pra bond koribi aro bacha aro janwar logo dur rakhibi. Ami khan holop hoshiar na hoile to jan bi jabole sosta ase. Safe rakhibi, healthy thakibi. Sponsored by Food Safety Authority, Department of Health and Family Welfare, Government of Nagaland. Eat right, eat safe.
Welcome back. 2 months after she was expelled from Punjab Congress, former MLA Navjot Kaur Sidhu has announced the launch of a new political outfit, Bharatiya Rashtrawathi Party. Kaur, wife of ex-cricketer and former Punjab Congress chief Navjot Singh Sidhu, announced this on microblogging site X late on Monday night. Punjab Congress had suspended Kaur for sparking a political row with her Rs 500 crore for Chief Minister's chair remark. She had also targeted Punjab Congress Chief Arminder Singh Raja Waring, accusing him of damaging the state unit and calling him the most horrific, incapable and corrupt president ever. She was later expelled following repeated criticism of Rahul Gandhi and Waring. Kaur was elected MLA from Amritsar East in 2012 and PJP ticket. She joined the Congress along with her husband ahead of the 2017 Punjab Assembly polls, in which the party unseated the Shiromani Akali Dal PJP alliance. In Uttarakhand, Department of Food, Civil Supplies and Consumer Affairs Additional Commissioner P.S. Pangti stated that there is no shortage of diesel and petrol and the supply of domestic LPG is continuing regularly. He said that hospitals and educational institutions are receiving 100% of their fuel requirements without disruption. Pangti further informed that the government of Uttarakhand has requested the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas to increase the allocation of domestic and commercial fuel by 5% in view of the upcoming Char Dham Yatra.
डीजल की बात करें तो सर कितना पर्याप्त मात्रा में है?
देखिए, डीजल और पेट्रोल की कोई भी समस्या नहीं है, बिल्कुल भी नहीं। और जहाँ तक घरेलू गैस की है, वो नियमित रूप से घरेलू गैस वितरित की जा रही है। होम डिलीवरी के माध्यम से भी दी जा रही है और पॉइंट डिलीवरी के माध्यम से भी दी जा रही है। हॉस्पिटल्स को, एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट्स को 100% गैस जो है उनको दी जा रही है, कोई समस्या नहीं।
कमर्शियल की बात की तो कमर्शियल में क्योंकि कई जगह पर देखा जा रहा है ढाबे रेस्टोरेंट में की किल्लत आ रही है, तो सर उस स्थिति में क्या किया जा रहा है? शादियों का सीजन भी चल रहा है, तो उन कमियों को कैसे दूर किया जा रहा है ताकि लोग परेशान न हो?
अभी 66% कमर्शियल गैस सिलेंडर जो हमारी नियमित आपूर्ति थी, उसके 66% के लिए एसओपी जारी कर दी गई है। और उसका ऑयल कंपनीज का भी हमने देखा है, तो कमर्शियल जो गैस आ रही थी और लगातार उसको बढ़ रहा है, उसमें सेल उसकी बढ़ रही है।
सर, चार धाम यात्रा भी शुरू होने वाली है, तो उस स्थिति में हमारे पास कितना पर्याप्त एलपीजी है?
देखिए, चार धाम यात्रा के लिए उत्तराखंड सरकार की ओर से जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ पेट्रोलियम नेचुरल गैस डिपार्टमेंट गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को एक डिमांड भेजी गई है, जिसके माध्यम से जो है जो हमारा 2025 तक का जो भी वार्षिक हमारा जो है यात्रा सीजन में, चार धाम यात्रा सीजन में हमको राज्य को जो घरेलू और कमर्शियल जितना हमको प्राप्त होता था, उसको हम लोगों ने ये अनुरोध किया है कि वो हमको उतना तो दिया ही जाए, उसके साथ साथ 5% बढ़ा करके हमें उपलब्ध करवाया जाए। और हमें उम्मीद है कि ये हमें प्राप्त हो जाएगा, तो चार धाम यात्रा में कोई दिक्कत नहीं आने वाली है।
सर, एलपीजी की बात की जाए या पेट्रोल डीजल की बात की जाए, तो जो जिस तरीके से लोग स्टोर कर रहे थे, उन पे किस तरीके से कार्रवाई की जा रही है?
देखिए, कुछ लोग ऐसी स्थिति में भी गलत काम करने से नहीं चूकते हैं, लेकिन राज्य सरकार भी और जिला प्रशासन और जिलाधिकारियों के माध्यम से डीएसओज के द्वारा जो लगातार इसमें टीम बना करके प्रवर्तन की कार्रवाई की जा रही है। और कल की डेट तक हम लोगों ने पूरे राज्य में करीब 17 FIR की है, 7 लोगों को की गिरफ्तारियां भी हुई हैं, 1037 सिलेंडर जब्त किए गए हैं, करीब 1,06,000 के आसपास में उसमें जुर्माना भी लगाया गया। थैंक यू।
We'll take another short break. Keep watching. Gauri bal pra kiniga damor hoi jane bole monase Gauri kane spunky kuigina dana introduce kriasi kuntu bal pra saigina Gauri ge nutrition digina dangor banable nimide ola lagasi itudo Messrs Didi Poultry Khatkati Karbi Anglong Assam kuntu check ke do sorde ase tade pai jabo
नोएडा इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट नए भारत के नए उत्तर प्रदेश के बढ़ते सामर्थ्य का उद्घोष है। यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी एवं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी के सतत प्रयासों से संवरते प्रदेश का स्वर्णिम जेवर है। प्रतिवर्ष 1 करोड़ 20 लाख यात्री क्षमता वाले इस एयरपोर्ट के माध्यम से भविष्य में 7 करोड़ से अधिक यात्री लाभ ले सकेंगे। ये वर्ल्ड क्लास एयरपोर्ट 9 सिक्योरिटी चेक लेन, 48 चेक इन काउंटर, 20 सेल्फ बैगेज ड्रॉप जैसी अत्याधुनिक सुविधाओं से लैस है। उत्तर भारत का कार्गो गेटवे होने के साथ साथ नोएडा इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट एनसीआर में एक और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय प्रवेश द्वार के अनुरूप है, जो उद्योगों को गति देगा, निवेश को प्रगति देगा और उत्तर प्रदेश को समृद्धि देगा।
Welcome back. President Trump vowed Monday to catch the leaker who revealed that U.S. forces were not immediately able to rescue the second F-15 pilot shot down over Iran, as he told again of wounded airmen's dramatic weekend rescue. The second F-15 airman has been missing for hours. Iran, according to President Donald Trump, and no idea. Then a mole leaked the information to the media and a hunt began. Speaking in the White House briefing room on Monday, Trump said a media report revealing that U.S. forces had rescued one F-15 crew members but were still searching for a second hand complicated the rescue operations by alerting Iran. Trump said the disclosure forced the U.S. military into a far more difficult position. Trump also said U.S. authorities would go directly to the media organization that published the story and demand the identity of source, warning of prosecution if they refuse. It was not immediately clear which media outlet Trump was talking about.
Because it was two, and as you probably know, we didn't talk about the first one for an hour. Then somebody leaked something, which we'll hopefully find that leaker. We're looking very hard to find that leaker, and talked about there's somebody missing. They basically said that we have one and there's somebody missing. Well, they didn't know there was somebody missing until this leaker gave the information. So whoever it was, we think we'll be able to find it out, because we're going to go to the media company that released it, and we're going to say, national security, give it up or go to jail. And we know who, and you know who we're talking about, because some things you can't do. Because when they did that, all of a sudden, the entire country of Iran knew that there was a pilot that was somewhere on their land that was fighting for his life. And it also made it much more difficult for the pilots and for the people going in to search for him. All of a sudden, they know that there's somebody out there. They see all these planes coming in. It became a much more difficult operation, because a leaker leaked that we have one, we've rescued one, but there's another one out there that we're trying to get. So actually, the country, Iran, put out a major notice, you all saw it, offering a very big award for anybody that captures the pilot. So in addition to a hostile, very talented, very good, very evil military, we had millions of people trying to get an award. So when you add that to it, but we have to find that leaker, because that's a sick person. Probably didn't realize the extent of how bad it was. I can't imagine that the person did, but we're going to find out. It's national security, and the person that did the story will go to jail if he doesn't say, and that doesn't last long, and I think everybody would understand it. They put this mission at great risk. They put that man at great risk, and they put the hundreds of people that went in looking for him, because everyone now knows that we're going in.
While working out at the gym, someone lost their life. While playing, someone's heartbeat suddenly stopped. While dancing and singing, someone's voice went silent forever. In the post-COVID era and the age of social media, you must have come across many such videos. So what should be done to take better care of heart health? Dr. Rahul Chandola, chairman of the Institute of Heart and Lung Disease, IHLD, and a cardiovascular surgeon, says that lifestyle is one of the biggest factors. Good nutrition, proper sleep, and managing stress are beneficial for heart health. Additionally, after the age of 40, regular heart health screening becomes important. Statistics show that 50% of heart attack cases occur without any prior warning. Lack of sleep, excessive stress, and irregular lifestyle, high consumption of processed and ultra-processed foods, and lack of exercise all increase the risk of heart disease. Various studies conducted at different times confirm this. That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.
The Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission, or the National Solar Mission, was launched on 11th January 2010. JNSM is a major initiative of the Government of India with active participation from states to promote ecological sustainability.